Hello, thank you. Okay.
So, integrity. It can mean a lot of things, especially when it comes to our yoga mats and in our yoga practice and the asana work that we do in here. When I think of a yoga practice and the asana practice, integrity means bone structure and solid foundation and connection to muscle and bone and you know, if you're really present and, you know, staying in your body, do you have integrity in the pose? You'll hear me say a lot, like muscular integrity. Like, you know, that means that the muscles are really working together to make things strong and stable. Last week, our concept was stability, so it sort of plays off that one a little bit. So they're fairly similar, but when it comes to just life, I just love the word integrity. It just is like, okay, I can feel when I'm not in integrity, when I'm doing something that is not right, or when I'm doing something that just doesn't feel like it is with what my core values are. I feel like then I'm out of integrity. And I think as I get older, and hopefully as y'all get older, you start to kind of be that way too. Like you start to notice, you know, no, I should not do that. That's not something that's in alignment with the person that I want to be or who I am. And so, you know, you'll see yoga parallels these life concepts really well. And through the practice, we get that physical embodiment of integrity that we can take out into our world and into our lives. So that's what we're going to work on today. You'll hear me kind of spew out some information about that throughout the day or throughout the practice. We're going to be doing a lot of twisting, and if you have any knee issues, and you might either fold up your mat or keep your blanket nearby to kind of put your bolster or your blanket underneath your knee, and that's helpful as well as we start to go into some twisting. Cool? Mm-hmm. All right, I always love to start with a little breathing or a little breath work. So just, let's actually begin on our backs. So why don't you just lie down into Shavasana. And then just take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big exhale out your mouth. Let it go. And then do that again. Inhale through your nose. And a huge audible exhale. Let it go. And then bring just your awareness to your body. What did you bring today into this practice with you? You know, obviously you brought your body with you, but is there anything else, anything that's going on in your life or in your mind, anything that you don't necessarily need to practice, anything that you don't necessarily need for this moment? And then I'm not, of course, asking you to drop everything, but maybe just bring some awareness to what's going on right now. And maybe just set it aside. And then notice if there's anything in the body, physically, energy, anything structural, anything physical, any soreness, anything like that. And if there's something that is particularly bothering you, or if something's particularly kind of calling out to you right now, like, oh, here's this sensation that's really been bothering me, or that's still here, go ahead and take another deep breath in through your nose, sending that breath to that place. And if you don't have a real space, just take another deep breath to your entire body, and then big exhale out your mouth. Good. Nice. And then think about an intention for this practice. You know, the word integrity is defined as being whole and undivided. And when you live with integrity, your words and actions are trustworthy and reliable. So maybe tonight your intention is, I have integrity, or I am integrity. I am trustworthy and reliable. I am whole. I am undivided. I am balanced. All of these are great intentions. And if there's a different intention you want to set, go for it. If there's something you're personally wanting to connect to tonight, go ahead and make that intention. Great. Good. And then start to wiggle your toes and your fingertips. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. Good. Bend your knees towards your chest one at a time. And hold your knees into your chest. Just start to rock from side to side a little bit. And then rolling over onto your right side and slowly pressing yourself up onto your hands and knees. Again, just finding a modified pose here if you need to. At any time, you can come to your forearms. You could also pat up your knees if your knees aren't working for you tonight. And then just take a few cat-cows after lying on your back, okay? Inhale through the nose as you arch through your spine. Exhale as you round at the head and neck drop. And then one more time, inhale. And exhale. Good, and then find a neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Take your right leg straight up behind you. And notice again, like, oh, am I leaning over to the right? Am I leaning over to the left? Can I feel my connection to my core? How's this feel? Do you feel balanced? Do you feel stable? Right? And if you can, maybe your left arm reaches out in front of you. And you're holding here, either just holding and breathing and connecting to your body and connecting to your breath, or maybe you add on, maybe you take another breath in and you draw your elbow to your knee, and this time, maybe tonight, you take your elbow to the outside of your right knee, and then you inhale, reach, and extend and get longer. And again, exhale, left elbow to the outside of the knee, and inhale, reach, and get longer. Twice more. Exhale, left elbow to the outside. Inhale, getting longer. Last time, elbow to the outside. Great job. Inhale, getting longer. Exhale, left hand down, right knee down. Left leg extends out now. And you again lift it, or you let the toes stay on the ground. You hold for a breath or two, just noticing again what is being compromised here, right? What is being compromised? Is my lower back. You'll notice compromising the body physically shows up as sort of pain sensation a little bit, okay? Or discomfort or tightness. We're always trying to create more space in yoga, and we're not necessarily doing it in a class like this by like stretching and holding lots of poses. This is more movement based. So there's a lot of contracting, engaging, and reaching, creating. So one more breath in, maybe your right arm reaches out, and then exhale, right elbow to the outside. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to the outside. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the outside. And the last one. And exhale to the outside. Good. Bring your knee down, your hand down. And then stay here or take your knees a little bit further behind you to a modified plank or a full plank. This is your first high push-up. So holding here, you can always come to your forearms. You can drop to your knees, or you can stay on all fours. So take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, bending your elbows lower all the way down to the ground. You got it. And then goalpost your right arm beside you. Bend your left knee behind you. And then roll over to your right side. Your right ear can come to the floor. Or if it doesn't, you can slide a block underneath your ear or a blanket. Anything that works good. It's not necessary for those left toes to touch the ground. If it's too intense, back off. If you like it, lean more. In and out. And then slowly come back to center. You got it. And extend your left leg behind you. Slide your right elbow in, right hand in, left arm to a goalpost. Bend your right knee, inhale. Exhale, roll over onto your left side. Yep. And you're using gentle pressure with your right hand. Your left ear might be on the floor or it might be on a block. Your toe might be touching or it might not be touching. And nothing matters, right? It doesn't matter, you're not striving too much, you're just there. Remembering that you have authority over your body, you are the agent, and you can do what you need. Throughout this practice, you can do whatever it is that you need so that you are in alignment, back to that integrity, right? Roll back onto your bellies as you inhale. That's it. Take your right leg straight back behind you. Slide your left elbow in to meet your right. Inhale, cobra pose. And let's go to our first downward facing dog as you exhale. And spread your fingers out wide, rooting all of your knuckles down into the floor, moving your hips back throughout this practice. I'll be offering some hands-on adjustments. If you're not open to that or you would not like me touching you, go ahead and just take your leg up towards the sky and I'll just pass you by. Cool. Take one more breath in your downward facing dog. Exhale, let it go. Relax your neck and your head and just let it hang. You're looking between the feet here as you're in downward facing dog. And then start to look towards the front of your mat and just begin to walk forward towards the front of your mat. And as you inhale, finding a halfway lift, bringing your hands to your shin bones, lifting your head, your heart, and your gaze. And as you exhale, ragdoll pose, bend your knees, and just fold forward. Let your elbows bend here and tuck your hands in towards the biceps so that they're effortlessly, kind of bound at your elbows. And your head and neck just dangle. Take one more breath in, and then let it go, let it go. Good, catch your hips with your hands here, and as you inhale, rising with a flat back, coming all the way up, Tadasana, all the way up, reach and touch the sky, and then hands to your heart center, Samasthiti, exhale. And take a moment here, close your eyes, and again, remembering your postures, remembering that the asana practice is a reflection of how you actually do your life out there. So what you do in here reflects how you do what you do out there. So let's think about that. Let's think about that. Bring an intention back into your practice right now. Remember the one you set. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale out your mouth, let it go. And then open up your eyes, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, sweep both arms to the sky, look up. As you exhale, we're going to cactus the arms today. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and find a gentle back bend. Inhale, back into extended mountain pose. Reach up, maybe you're looking up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands straight through your heart center and come down. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step back to the top of a push-up. You can lower your knees and then bend your elbows, chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, press back, downward facing dog. This first round, let's really breathe and hold. So let's take 3 breaths in downward facing dog. Together, inhale. Together, exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Good. One more breath in. Exhale all the air out. Look towards your hands. Step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, rise all the way up. Touch the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Samasthiti. A little bit quicker now. Breath to move Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step forth, float back this time. Chaturanga or Chaturanga Dandasana, hover above the mat. Untuck your toes, inhale, upward facing dog if you're ready. And then exhale, press back, down dog. Knowing that you have authority over your body, that you can skip any and all vinyasas, that the down dogs are optional, that child's pose is an option, that a cobra can substitute your up dog. It's not a competition or comparison to anyone in this space. The only person that you are paying attention to is you, okay? Your body, your breath. Take one more deep breath in, exhale it out, look ahead, step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more round, big breath in, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back. Chaturanga your way from your knees or your feet. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Your legs are strong, your elbows are in. Exhale, downward facing dog. That's good. Take another breath in together. Exhale it out. Good. Look forward, step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. And I have good news. Inhale, chair pose. And the good news is that this is probably the only chair pose we'll do today, but we're just going to stay here for quite a long time. So take a full breath in. Hands to heart center. Our first twist. Exhale, left elbow to right thigh. So when you think about integrity of a pose, what does that mean? Okay, it means that structurally you are in alignment. For this particular pose, the knees should be touching and they should be together. And one knee shouldn't be piercing out in front of the other knee. So you bend both knees together and you keep them together. And that might change how much rotation you get. And that's okay, maybe you get less, but guess what? It's honest. And that's what integrity is about, is honest movement. You're not trying to get anywhere that's actually not even meant for you, right? If you're out of alignment, if you're doing the pose incorrectly, you're not in a place where you need to be. Take one more breath here. Exhale it out. Inhale back into your chair. For one breath, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Right elbow to left knee. Now we cue this in a prayer, but the second option is always keeping your arms open and maybe even coming up a little bit higher. And you can still experience that resistance and that twist. Your outer right hip pulls back as you rotate to your left. The second thing to think about in this posture, that would be the third, is that your butt is lower than your heart. So think about this. Your butt is lower than your heart. Yes. Okay, so yeah, you gotta sit down. Most of you need to sit down lower and lift your heart up higher. And now you're in the pose, and again, that's like, check, right? It's like, check yourself again, right? What are you trying to do here? Gotta be honest. Take another breath in. Stay for your exhale. Inhale back into your chair pose, reach up. Good news. It's that last one. Remember I told you this is going to be here one time? Forward fold. As you exhale, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back, vinyasa, or maybe no vinyasa. Maybe you're like, I'm done with that. I'm just going to do down dog and call it a day. You don't have to do anything you don't feel comfortable with. Find your way into down dog or child's pose if you need it at any time. And then inhale your right leg to the sky. And then exhale, right knee comes through, right foot comes through into low lunge. And then here's where maybe you need that extra mat under your knee, right? Take your left knee down. You got it. And then inhale up, Anjali Asana. Okay, so some people might want more of this sort of thing going on. So this is called flexibility, right? If I come forward like this, I'm really just getting into my flexibility. But we're working integrity today. So you're gonna pull back no matter who you are, no matter how flexible you are. And you're gonna stack your hips over your knee. And that actually probably creates more sensation for you if you do that right? It gives you a little bit better stretch, I think. Press down into your right heel, and then imagine like you're dragging that right heel back, and now you have integrity in your right hamstring, in your right glute. You guys feel that? And then from there, can you keep all of that, and then bring your arms up. And you're like, okay, now I have balance, because once you're stable, you can explore other things like range of motion, right? So first stability, then flexibility. So you hold in here if you wanted to, and all this stayed engaged, then maybe you start to come a little forward, but you don't lose the integrity. And you guys feel that? It's pretty intense, right? Take another deep breath in. Hands to heart center. Twist to your right. Left elbow to outer right thigh. So you don't, again, lose the integrity. You keep the muscles engaged. And it's a lot of work. I always think like this type of practice requires more effort. It might be simpler, but you feel quite a bit. Let's take another breath in. And exhale to twist. Good. You're gonna untwist and bring your hands to the floor. And then just because it's fun, go ahead and stretch your right leg. Just for a second. I didn't even plan to do this one, but I think we need it. Good. And then come back, low lunge. I said it was a second, right? Lift the knee, left knee lifts up. And then that mat can actually come undone. Pivot on your back foot. And then look at your back foot. Your right heel and left arch are going to be in alignment here as you come up to warrior two. Inhale, breath. And you can always use your right hand and sort of come up slow and then find alignment. Now, you've got to have integrity here. If you're too leaning forward into that right leg, right glute, your right glute's going to be on fire. You're going to end up having a lot of hip pain. One good thing that's come out of having bursitis in my hip is that I'm really aware of balancing like weight distribution. You should really feel like your right inner thigh is being stretched forward as your left inner thigh is being stretched back, okay? So it's this reaching wide feeling, right? Both legs are engaged, and then you're active in both sides of the body, right and left side, even though your right knee is bent. It's both sides, right? So shoulders relaxed, gaze over your right middle finger, and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Good, again, inhale, exhale. One more breath, inhale, exhale. Good, reverse warrior, right palm up. Reach your right arm straight up. Let's not go back up. First, just straight up. And then bend your right knee a little bit more. Lift your right rib cage away from your right hip bone. Create a little bit more space there. Then take your right tailbone. Do you have a left tailbone? I'd like to meet you. Take your tailbone and knock it towards your right heel a little bit. Yeah, good. And then lift that right rib a little bit more. Now start to lean back, right knee forward. One more breath now. Inhale. And then exhale, right forearm to thigh. Let's stay on the forearm. So forearm to thigh extended side angle. You're facing the long edge of your mat. Your heart's turning towards that same direction. Your right forearm's on your thigh. And then here's really important a little bit too. You have integrity in your shoulder. You're not doing this and letting it shrivel up or sink and making it really heavy. You're actually pulling your right shoulder blade down, keeping the right collarbone open and broad. Yeah, all of it is good. Then your left arm can go up to the sky. And maybe even it can go over the ear, and that's your choice. It can reach forward. And it's a long line now. A deep breath in. Stay, exhale. Good, another breath. And exhale. Well done. Good job. Release that left arm to the floor. Look towards the floor. Bring both hands to the floor. Pivot to the ball of your left foot. That's it. Look forward. Bend your left knee, step forward onto your right foot, and then just lift the left leg straight back behind you. If you're newer today, you're gonna wanna be on a couple blocks, okay? Because that's really, really helpful, and it takes some of the pressure out of that right hamstring. Also, put a micro bend in your right knee. Outer right hip pulls back. Core is engaged. This is the pose we did in the very beginning. Flex your left toes down. Now let's try this together. Interlace your fingers and place the palms of your hands across the front of your right quadricep. If you can't do that, keep your hands on the floor. If you can, push gently into that quad to sort of encourage the outer right hip down. Relax your face, relax your shoulders, flex your left toes down. You're gonna modify, you're doing great. You're doing great. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. 2, integrity will be compromised if you are not breathing. Last one. And slowly exhale, both hands come to the floor, left foot meets the right foot, and let's separate the feet hip width apart and just dangle, relax it out. Let yourself sway from side to side a little bit. Good, and then bend your left knee, straighten your right one. Keep your left fingertips on the floor, rotate to the right. And then just come back to neutral, straightening both legs. Now reach down and place your index finger and your middle finger, your peace fingers we call them in yoga, loop them around the big toe. Take your left hand to your hip. Okay, so a lot of you, if it's your first time coming back to yoga, or you're newer or not sure, you're probably not going to grab your toe here, or you're probably just going to grab your knee to come to standing. But we're going to come all the way up to standing. So take a breath in. As you exhale, lean into your left foot a little bit, and then pull the right femur bone, that's the thigh bone, up into the hip socket. So you're pulling it in, you're already connecting into your hips. And then slowly start to come all the way up. This is a great place for a strap. If you can't quite grab your toes, a strap around that toe, or grab the shin bone, or you can keep the knee bent and grab the knee with your right hand. Feel free to try, right? But again, integrity in the hips, integrity with the breath. If you start to forget to breathe in, you lose the pose, yeah? Good job. And then let's try this. Reach forward, grab the outside of your right foot with your left hand. Remember, you can be bent knee, and you can grab the knee as well. Take your right arm behind you and twist to your right. You can also tap your right toe to the floor. So, you know, it's again, all this stuff has to align, right? You gotta stay true to yourself, right? You gotta stay true to yourself. So the best benefits are when you're completely true to yourself. Full acceptance, where you're kind of pushing at the edge a little bit, but also like really focusing on integrity. And then take your time, slowly come back to center. Everybody extending the leg. Everybody reaching up. Just one breath. Yes, you can. And then exhale, right foot down. Hands to heart center. Just relax and breathe. Because you did that. It's great. Try to find a little stillness. Close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Ujjayi breathing. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the right foot back to a lunge. Crescent lunge with your left foot forward. So stay on the ball of your right foot. Inhale, come all the way up, crescent lunge. Your left foot is forward. That's it. It should actually feel kind of good. Almost a little relief, right? If your lower back is sensitive, feel free to shorten your stance. Bend the knee a little bit. Take your tailbone down, so lengthen the lumbar spine. And then one more deep breath in. Exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow to the outer left thigh. And again, you can go back to that first pose we did, but we'll get there too. So right elbow to outer left thigh. You can also keep your right hand on a block, or it can be on the floor on the inside of your left foot. Left arm can go high. So many things to do, right? Outer right hip pulls up to help balance the pelvis. So if we're looking for equanimity, if we're looking for balance, if we're looking for where ease and strength meet, everything has to work together. Take one more breath here. Exhale it out. Good. Inhale, come right back up. And then exhale, just pivot on your right foot so you're in warrior one stance facing the front of your mat. You got it. Then bend your left elbow like this. Take your right arm out to the side like this. And then rotate in. You guys like my sound effects? Rotate in, bend the elbow. See if you can be right here or right here. Maybe you can grab something. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. So we're in that warrior stance. Opening up the heart, opening up the shoulders. Good. Stay there, breathe in. Breathe out, because we intend to hold our breath when we're bound like this. So let's explore that. Inhale through your nose. Breathe into your lungs and your ribs. Fill up your back muscles, your back. And then exhale. Good job. Now straighten your left leg. So you're going to push into your left foot and straighten your left leg. See if you can keep the bind, okay? If it gets too intense, let it go. Full breath in. Exhale, fold over that straight left leg. Good. And this is a flat back fold over, so think of less forehead to knee, more chin to shin. Outer left hip pulling back as your chin comes towards the left shin bone. You got it. And then release your bind. Now if you have a block, you're going to bring it to the inside of your left foot. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. You can just bring your fingertips to the inside of your left foot. Your left hand can go to your sacrum, just so that you can feel that your pelvis is really, really flat. It's in alignment. So as you start to twist, what you're going to do is rotate to our left side. Nothing changes in your lower back. This doesn't turn with you. So go ahead and start to rotate to your left. And remember that integrity in the shoulder that we had when I did extended side angle and I said, look, suck your shoulder down, right? It's the same thing here. We're not collapsing into the neck or the right shoulder. You're drawing that right shoulder down. Left arm can reach up to the sky when you're ready. Gaze can go towards the floor, or if you're ready to change that, look up towards your left fingertips. Hold there and breathe for 3. Can you breathe? Like really breathe for 2. And one more. And it's hard, right? Take those breaths. It's like we skip them. And then look down. Bring your hands to the floor. Good. Vinyasa or rest. You can come down onto your knees. That was a lot of flow with a lot of breath. So if you need to rest, you can come to child's pose. If you'd like a little chaturanga, up dog, cobra action, you can do that. We'll take 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Downward facing dog can be a rest pose. Sure can. Take some time, I think, in practice to feel that it's restful, but it can be. We're going to head over to that second side. You guys ready? Let's go to down dog. Hit it. Inhale, take your left leg up towards the sky. And exhale your left foot forward. And then you're folding up the outer edge of your mat and bringing your right knee down. Great job. And then coming up. And you're stacking again. Did I say it when we started? No, I don't think I did. The stacking of the bones over the joints, like that's integrity as well. You're establishing alignment. So pause for a second there and just kind of notice how it feels. That's why it's helpful to have something under the knee. Now, it is absolutely fine to stay here and just breathe here. But then just try this for a second. Think of dragging that left heel back to engage that left glute and left hamstring. So now it's hips are pulled in towards each other, glutes are active, yeah. And then maybe your arms come up. And then maybe you're like, okay, let me see if I can lean in and explore my flexibility now. But it's just not necessary, so you do you. Breathe. One more breath, inhale. Then hands to heart center. Twist to your left, exhale, right elbow to outer left thigh. And you're not like folding in to the point where, you know, it's like this like meh feeling. When you twist, you're really active. Yep. Good. 2 more breaths. Inhale through your nose. And exhale. And 1 more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. On your next inhalations, you can slowly start to untwist. Bring both hands to the floor. Then stretch your left leg straight just for a second. Remember we did that. And then coming back into your lunge, you can undo your mat. Pivot to the outside edge of your right foot. And then inhale to warrior 2. Remember, take a moment to get there or 2 moments to get there. Sometimes I come up to my thigh. It just kind of depends on where I'm at. I have my hot yoga mat, which this core hot yoga mat is really great when you're taking like a really hot yoga class and you're sweating, like completely dripping sweat all over the place, because then it is sticky. But when it's not wet, I'm like, there's no stickiness. I could like dance on here. It's crazy. It's really hard. I can barely grip. So I have to work extra hard, but engage. And I forgot that I'm videoing, so I've got to do it. So engage the muscles, good. Engage your core. Your core is working probably about 30%. It's not like a sit-up, right? Not 100, but there's awareness there. Good, and then we come back to that beautiful breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. And then reverse warrior, left arm high. It's that same sort of adjustment. Tip your pelvis so that your tailbone moves towards your left heel. Okay, so you go forward with that. Then you bend your left knee more. You engage your left inner thigh. It's like you're moving the left kneecap forward. Energize your back leg to help resist that effort. Right? Left inner thigh moving forward, right inner thigh moving backward. Then your left rib moves up and away from your hip crease, and you breathe directly up towards that space. 1 more time. A lot of work, I know. And then exhale, left forearm to thigh. You've got it. And then you're pausing there for a moment. It almost feels like rest. But then you remember you're here to work still. So, shoulders away from the ear. Turn your body. It's like a twist. And then if it works, your right arm high. And then if it works, your right arm over the ear. So there's this option to extend the arm over the ear, to keep the left knee bent to a square, to keep turning and revolving. Good, Michelle, but get that left shoulder down a little more. Wonderful. Good job. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. And exhale, bring hands to the floor, and you pivot back to the ball of your right foot. Look ahead. As you slide forward, you're stepping onto your left foot this time, and your right leg is lifting. Flex your right toes down. You can stay here. Remember, this is an option. Or you can start to bring your hands again to the front of your left thigh. You interlace your fingers. Press them into the left quadricep. Flex your toes down. Relax your shoulders. This is about the time in practice where we start thinking like, oh my gosh, right? So I want you to, again, come back to your breath. Inhale through the nose right now. Exhale through the nose. You have got this. One more breath in. I'll give you a little breather here. And exhale, release. Bring both hands to the floor. Bring your right foot to the floor. Find that ragdoll again and just sway it out. You're doing great. We're almost there. Come back to center. Here's that single leg balance. Reach down, interlace, or sorry, not interlace, but hook your big toe. If you're gonna do this, hook your big toe with your index finger and your middle finger. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Before you lift that leg up, you actually suck that left femur bone up into the hip socket. So it's a little hover above the mat. Then you start to come up. My right knee, it's staying bent as I come up. So I'm keeping my right knee a little bit bent until I decide that when I'm standing, I can straighten that leg without hyperextension of the knee, which I see all the time too. So be really careful about the knee. You have a micro bend in that knee, okay? Or the knee is bent, you're holding the knee. If you're doing the twist and you're doing the full twist with the extended leg, reach forward, grab the outside of your left foot with your right hand. Take your left arm back. Can you still breathe? Y'all breathe. There you go, more of it. Everything changes when you breathe. Everything changes when you breathe. You can breathe out your mouth. It's okay with me if you need to take a big exhale. And then turn your gaze, solid gaze forward. And let go of the foot just for a moment. Maybe the knee is bent. Maybe the leg extends for one breath in. And then foot down. And take your arms down beside you, palms facing forward. Just feel what you feel. And you might even just feel a little sway from side to side, even eyes closed. You've done so great. We just got one little sequence left. You can totally do this. Here we go. Inhale, reach up. Find that little back bend. Exhale. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot back. Here's that crescent lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Right knee is forward. Left knee might be bent a little bit, right? Good. Take one more breath in. Hands to heart center. Twist to your right. Exhale. Left elbow to outer right thigh. That's it. Outer left hip pulls up as you rotate to the right. Good job. Yep. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Try to exhale through the nose here one more time. Good. And then inhale, untwist. Bring both arms to the sky. Exhale, it's your warrior one facing the front of your mat. So you're going to step in a little bit and then pivot. So take a shorter stance. It'll be much easier. Left foot is flat. Arms reaching up. Remember, it's right elbow bends. Left arm out. Rotate in. Bend it back. Grab the fingertips. Grab your t-shirt, bra strap. Take a breath in. Stay there. We got to take a few breaths here. Explore your range. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Like breathe into all those crazy places, you know? Straighten your right leg as you inhale. So as you're straightening this leg, again, you're not going into that locked out knee, are you? So if you need to, you can shorten the stance. Your shin bone is a spiral. Spirals down and in. Your right thigh bone spirals out. So it's like in, out, in, out. Counter rotation. Deep breath, inhale, or here. And then exhale, hinge forward. Keep that spiral, inner, outer spiral. And then you're just folding. You don't have to fold all the way. We're not here forever, it's temporary. Breathe. One more breath here. And then let your arms come down as you exhale. Y'all, it's our twist. Here we go. Come up halfway. If you have a block, bring it underneath your left hand. Pin your outer right hip back and twist to your right. Breathe. Breathe more. There you go. More than you thought. Breathe like if you took this breath, it would change everything. There you go. One more. This song is making me emotional. Bring your right hand down. You guys ever get that way? Like all of a sudden in yoga, you hear a song, you're like, oh my God, yes. Bend your right knee. It's our last vinyasa. That's why I'm emotional. Step it back. Your way of release, okay? Chaturanga, Nataranga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog. Take one more breath in. Exhale it out. Look forward. You're going to step or float to seated. Okay. Take the legs out in front. So move your little butt flesh out of the way. Extra tissue. And then you're going to start by bending your right knee. Take this knee, this foot, right foot, bring it across the left extended leg. Good. You could just hug it in if you want, or right fingertips come behind you, left arm reaches up, left elbow to outer right thigh for a last little twist. Good. And then you can slowly untwist, and we're going to go to half Gomukhasana, this knee on top of this knee. So you kind of get a little bit tighter. Flex both feet, dorsiflex both feet. And then inhale, reach up, and exhale, hinge forward. And you might grab your shin bone, or you might grab your foot, or you might put your hands down, or you might stay like this. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can stay like this, because you feel something, right? There you go. You're doing it right. Just breathe. One more. And then come all the way up. Good. And then cross leg with the right foot in front of the left foot. Let's just do cross-legged Sukhasana. So nothing fancy, yeah, just cross-legged. And then inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold forward. slowly on your next inhale breath, come all the way up. Stretch your right leg straight, bend your left knee. Take your left foot over your extended right leg. Bring your left fingertips behind you. Right arm reaches, right elbow to outer left thigh, twist to your left. On top of knee now, cross it, flex feet. So this is half Gomukhasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge forward. Remember, it's not necessary to get anywhere. And inhale, come all the way up. And then same thing with the cross leg, at this time left foot in front of right foot. Try to get your shin bones stacked. If you really like double pigeon, you can do it, but it's not necessary. Take a breath in, exhale, fold. So like a square. Just take another breath in. Exhale it out. And then take your time, slowly inhale, come out. Exhale, extend your legs. Good, reach forward, inhale. Exhale, tilt your pelvis. Roll yourself all the way down. Got it, and then take your knees in a little bit, feet a little wide. How about as wide as a mat? And do just a sway over to the left. I will send out an army to find you. And then knees to center. Exhale to the right. I will rescue you. There is no distance. It cannot be back to center. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Let your knees just knock in towards each other. Inhale through your nose, filling yourself up as big as you can with the biggest breath you've ever taken. And a big audible exhale out your mouth. Again, inhale. Big exhale. And then arms can come to your side. You can keep your knees here if your lower back is sensitive, or extend your legs out in front of you, finding full Shavasana, corpse pose. Lying flat. Breathing through the nose, exhaling, letting go. Power on. That's all right. We don't need the power. So completely breathing, letting the sounds of your breath, sounds of the water, the sounds of the wind, just let them be all that you need. Let go of anything that's holding you back right now. Let go of all of it. You don't need to be anywhere or go anywhere. Nobody needs you. You need you. Just rest and breathe. You can slowly start to bring yourself back. Begin just moving the tips of your toes, your fingertips, your ankles and your wrists. And then slowly bend your knees towards your chest one at a time. You were called upon to honor your truth, the truth of your spine and anatomical structure, only going as far as possible while still remaining in alignment from the inside out. That's what a practice based on twisting will give us. An opportunity to look at our truth. Rolling over to your right side, slowly pressing yourself up. Find your way to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes. When you live with integrity, your words and actions are trustworthy and reliable. To live with integrity is to be a person others can trust, even when truth-telling is scary or hard. To live in integrity is to live your truth. Most importantly, when you live the core value of integrity, you live with a greater sense of freedom and connection, knowing you have nothing to hide. Bring your hands together at your heart center and close our practice with a single Om. Take a deep breath in. Take another breath. Exhale out your mouth. Bow your chin to your chest. And open your eyes. It's like somebody's oming out there. Great job, you guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you next time. You're welcome. So this class will evolve. I want to call you Jessica, but it's not Jessica. Heather, sorry. I don't know why. I'm like, her name's not Jessica. Heather, this class, if you're free in the mornings, it's like, it's at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays and Fridays. And it evolves and gets more challenging by the end of the week. I'm so glad you could make it.